this. I'm sure it's not something you take lightly, but how do you balance not making it too much of a weight?
Yeah, there's only 32 of these jobs in the league, and I feel so fortunate to be a part of the NHL, be a part of this, representing Winnipeg, the Winnipeg Jets. Like I said, it's been a big circle. When it started coming here, would never have dreamed that I'd be sitting here today in this position. Like I said, I was just always first aspirations would become an NHL player, and now to be here today, it's like I said, it is a dream come true. This is sort of chapter 2 of my life after being a player, being a coach, and to get this chance, they don't come easy, and I feel very very thankful for this opportunity.
As you approach the season, whether it's going into training camp or preseason, or even when the 2 points start to matter, how much of a balancing act will there be to not forget the success you achieved last year during the regular season, but by the same token know how much more is needed?
Yeah, it's like I said, it's a hard league, and you just can't rest on what you've done in the past. There's lots of teams that have success and then take the step back, and that's going to be a big message to our group. We did a lot of really good things because we worked at it. Guys bought into how we needed to play. Like I said, we feel like we have a pretty good handle on what it takes to be good in this league, and one of those areas is defending. You hear coaches talking right now at this time of year. Everybody talks about your play without the puck in the playoffs. Your play without the puck, certainly through the regular season is so important. And that's been an area that we had to get buy-in, and I really feel we've really gotten that from our group, and we've got a little bit of a recipe for success that way, and we have to build off it.
I heard you talking to Sarah Leski in that first interview you did about maybe your first chance of being a head coach of Columbus, things maybe didn't go as you'd planned. What are the things like from that if you could have a do-over, or just looking back on maybe you would have wished you handled better?
Yeah, I mean, like I said, we were as a staff, we were all young first time.
Yeah.
You think maybe you have all the answers and realize you don't. Like I said, it's a hard league. I think when it comes to me, personally handling some situations better. There's a little bit at that time, 12 years ago, maybe a little bit more of the old school of bark and not having more bark and less of the teaching, and so that's an area for me that I think that I've really grown. All the way up to this last 2 years with Rick, the people skills, working with people, the players, building relationships, I think is number one in this business. Obviously the player today is so much different than what it was even 5 years ago, let alone 12 years ago. That's all part of it. The relationship part to me is the single biggest thing. If they don't believe in me, and if they don't think I believe in them, then we're not off to a very good start. And I've got a really good relationship, I feel, that I've built over here the last 2 years with these guys, and I just want to continue to work forward with that.
Just to expand on what you were saying about your timeline for your assistance plan. You said this week, working on a staff this week, so do you have a deadline in place?
Well, I want to get ahead of some of these teams because there are a lot of teams looking. If you wait too long, you're going to get kind of box yourself out. So it really, I've already, like I said, I've gotten a lot of text messages. I've already sort of touched base with guys. It was my real message to everybody is I got to get through Monday. My press conference, it's only going to last 10 minutes, and then I can get on the phone and get going. But I know I've told them all that I'm ready. I need to talk, pretty quick here, and and that'll be my message. Is that obviously I want to do an interview process with them, but I also, I can't be one of the ones kind of hanging on the line here, waiting for another better job or a better situation. That I'm going to move forward as quick as possible.
How much overlap has there been between guys that you have on your personal wish list and ones who've already reached out? It might seem Hint is a really good fit.
Yeah, being in the game, being in the league for as long as I have, I've gotten some really good relationships. We see each other lots at conferences or at the draft, those type of things. So I got an idea who was available, and then, like I said, I'm actually quite surprised. I've gotten a number of new names that I hadn't thought of, and so some that you guys maybe haven't heard about that are maybe looking to change positions. So it's just I'm just trying to get them in a batting order now, and this will be part of sitting down with Chevy and it's just staff kind of looking at the names, and then I'm going to kind of work out and see who really wants to be here.
Scott, you talked about working with Rick here the last 2 years. What will be your takeaways from just being able to work with someone of his stature and experience as he now sets off into the
Yeah, now that he's a part of the media, you mean?
Yeah.
You know, the biggest thing, you know, our friendship and our just working together goes back to '81. I played with him, had him as an assistant coach, had him as a head coach. Got to work with him while I was here with the Moose. He was in Vancouver. Obviously, these last 2 years have been special. He's been through a lot in his career, and just to listen to him talk, how he goes about his daily business, his preparation, you know, his relationship building. Like I said, you know, it's amazing that he does every day. He makes sure that he touches base with everybody, and it's just something that I want to make sure I continue to do. It's something I learned from. Yeah, but you know, you can tell he's been on the bench a long time, and he's shared an awful lot of experiences with me over the last couple of years. And but he also, you know, he's in the line of some great coaches that I've got to work with, not only just head coaches but assistant coaches as well. And so you try to take a little bit from everybody. I know you hear that often, but it's amazing how you know, for me trying to get myself lined up in this position as head coach, how you take a little bit from all those guys, and how you you know, help use them to help you in those situations.
Do you expect you're still going to see messages on your phone from him, like maybe between periods next season?
Yeah, yeah, but I can't always. Some of them are explicit, so I got to be careful. So.
What did you think of his work on Hockey Night over these last weekends?
Fantastic. I can't believe he's giving half our systems away, though. But no, I thought he was good. I thought him and Juice did a great job together, obviously, and being an old player for him. In Kevin Bieksa, I thought those two were a great 1-2 punch. You know, though, I thought he was really good, and I am sure we'll probably see him again.
Scott, in this industry, when we talk about dreams coming true, it's often like an 18-year-old kid, a 22-year-old kid, they're breaking in. And I think that one of the things that comes out in you right now, even when you reflect on Columbus and compare it to your growth, there is a sense of excitement. There is a sense that your dream has come true. I'm wondering, did you ever think this wasn't going to happen? What does it feel like? That process must have been something.
You know what? Sort of one of the darkest times for me in coaching, probably in hockey, was when I got fired in Columbus. I had never been through it, and it took a long time to get over it. There was, whether it was anger or whether it was, you know, doubt, whatever it was, it took a while. And you can ask my wife, you can ask my kids, even some of my friends. I was a grumpy person, and you know, I really and the best part was that I got an opportunity to go right back into it. Got to go to New York with Alain Vigneault. Got my head out of the sand and just decided that, you know, I had to find a way to get better, and that's what I've tried to do for the last 12 years. And you know, it's just my excitement now is just based on the fact that I've grinded out here for the last 12 years. I really, honestly, I've interviewed. I actually had opportunities with some other teams. I've talked to other teams. I got in sort of the short list of other teams, but you know, until now, this is the reality that I'm finally back, you know, as a head coach, and I'd like to think that the hard work is all paid off.
How did you pull yourself out of it, Scott, on that reflection part?
You know what? That was just getting back to work, getting back in, and then first of all was, you know, honestly looking at why it didn't work. You know, just whether it was talking to players that I coached, or whether it was talking to assistant coaches, management. You know, and kind of from there moving forward, and then, you know, making sure that, you know, asking lots of questions. I mean, working with really good coaches, working with real good people, talking to management, you know, and just, you know, a lot of times when they interview me, that was always the question, what happened in Columbus? And so I've been able to, you know, I've answered that question 1,000 times now. So I've moved off, and I'm in a way better place, and I've had success. You know, since then, and you know, now I just feel in such a more positive, more upbeat, more excited, happy. I don't know all the words, but just to be in this position is I'm absolutely thrilled.
Remember the time you got the coaching bug and knew it was going to be for you, like because you had the player assistant job, and then later on you went with the Moose. I mean, what?
Yeah, and the Reggie Dunlop there going in Houston. You know what? I actually had some coaches, you know, in the NHL and kind of near the end that, you know, always asked me if I ever had aspirations to be a coach. You know, I hadn't really thought of it. I thought no chance I would ever want to do that. But as I got older, like I said up there, just the opportunity to stay in the game, To be on the bench is the next best thing to being a player, to feel the rush of the game, the emotion, the excitement that happens there amongst those players, to have success with players, with a team. There's nothing better. And then ultimately for me, my dream has always been, like any hockey player, has always been to win a Stanley Cup. It still is my number one aspiration. And you know what, at the end of the day, I still watch these teams, raise that cup. The only one I didn't watch was when we lost to LA and when I was with the Rangers. But that I want that to be us one day. I want that to be us, to have that chance, this city, this province to have that chance, and that's why I'm here every day.
The success is the young guys coming from the Moose. Your relationship with head coach Mark Morrison, and just understanding what it's needs as a former Moose coach for those young guys to get that jump up to the NHL.
Yeah, they're so important. Like I said, the salary cap, where we're at, being cap team, having veteran guys that are going to be here. You need the young guys not only to help you with the cap and alleviate you a little bit that way. You also need you need that young blood to kind of push too. And that's every team has some young talent, and we have some good young kids that when they're ready to go, hopefully that they're going to step in and help us to be better. I got lots of confidence in Mo. He's a good coach. We won a World Juniors together way back, and we have a good relationship. So I know he did a great job in the second half of the year turning that ship around, and he's got a real good insight on a lot of our young players that I'm certainly going to lean on.